Hi, I'm Stefanie Wainwright. I'm a wife, a mom, a business owner, and my life is chaotic all the time. So I created this podcast to help you find the funny, the good, while navigating through the chaos. This is Chaotic Compass Podcast.
Chaotic Compass, you guys. Chaos all the time. Stefanie here, solo. Oh my God. I promise I haven't forgotten about you. It's been a hot minute, been a few weeks. We have been super chaotic with lots of things, and I'm here to spill the tea. Okay. That's a saying you guys say nowadays. Spilling the tea. So, what has been going on? Lots of things. Yeah, hot mess to get this set up. Hot mess hair is going on. I'm a hot mess. I'm actually, I have a clean shirt on, so I guess it's not that bad. But so we have charter boats. I don't know if you know. So my husband and I, we own a charter boat business, and the larger boat we've been sanding, priming, painting, getting her ready. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks. Yeah. What is it? Yeah. So definitely 3 weeks now of sanding, priming, painting, getting the boat ready, getting all the things, getting fishing poles rigged up. I am not just a podcaster. I actually have a real job, and that's my real job of sanding, painting, rigging up line, putting hooks on. I can do that, you guys. I can do all that. So yeah, me. 2 kids are also in 2 different musicals. One is actually this week, and the next one is the second kid is this week, and then the oldest kid is next week. So we got 2 different musicals. So they've been staying after school pretty much every day. Our oldest, she's been staying at school till 8:30 at night for all week. It's been super crazy. I haven't seen her. So that's going on. Plus, the normal crap of trying to run 2 businesses with my ADHD husband, and trying to not murder him on a daily basis, and still trying to do date nights once a week, and try to keep up a social life, and try to raise 4 tiny humans and a partridge and a pear tree. So we've got all that going on. Crazy days. Opening weekend for our big boat. I don't know. I feel like I'm out of breath. Let me get it together. I'm going to get it together. Let me take a sippy poo, right? Vodka, tonic, my staple right now, because it's 80 fucking 5 outside. And so it's my staple right now. It's April and summer's here. So, opening weekend this weekend for our boat, for one of our biggest charter boat. So that's crazy. We're starting early. Fish are here. It's so damn warm. So we're doing our damn thing. Not looking forward to getting back in the groove with getting up at the crack of dawn to answer the phone, and then staying open till super late, or staying on the phone until super late. But means revenue is going to start coming in. So, and I'll get into another side note of money scarcity later on in this episode, but lots of things. I have been struggling so hard, especially with my husband, with this stuff. We're so close to starting, and I feel like every time we get here, we kind of, I don't know, necessarily turn against each other, but it's not pretty. It's not a pretty picture. For me, I feel like I'm saying things multiple times to him, and I don't have the patience or the grace or the time to do that. And so I lose my shit. And I'm also already on mental breakdown. One more thing, I'm going to be in a mental breakdown state. So I'm trying my best to do that on I'm trying my best not to do that on a daily basis, but it is hard. It is really hard, especially when my husband is so freaking scatterbrained. Short story, we were down at the boat the other day me, my husband, and one of our mates, and we were sanding, priming, painting. And I look over at my husband and he's on our other boat. I was like, this boat, the big boat, is our main concern. Why are you even touching that one right now? We don't have any charters coming up right now with that one. We do with this one. Why the hell are you leaf blowing the attic right now? What is going on? And I literally watched him walk in a circle several times because he was touching something and then starting another project. His ADHD has got him like, whoa. And I don't have the time or patience or the grace to deal with that shit. And I'm over here like, you do you, bro. I've come to a couple of different revelations this week, actually within the last 2 days. So we are in our money scarcity point right now, especially with our business. So then it trickles over to our personal. And when we get to that point, I get super anxious because I grew up lacking, because I grew up listening to my parents argue about money, grew up, not necessarily, I had enough, but not it all. There were some days that we were just eating top ramen. There were some days where we're eating just, cans of soup that were like 50 cents. Like, we were hardcore broke some days. It was scary. It was definitely scary. And for me, my parents would argue. And then when they would argue, I knew that shit was getting ready to happen, right? And so that's when we would see buckling down, ramen noodles time and soup time and grilled cheese time and peanut butter and jelly time. And so it wasn't eating out, it wasn't steak, or wasn't, it wasn't anything. Even with steak, like when we eat steak, it would be like not the good steak, but like steak for us was like a luxury. When I see them arguing, I knew shit was about to go down. And so when I get into that place of I have enough, my bills are paid, but I don't have enough for the luxuries, or my business is going to need to start moving money. And so I need to have this conversation with you. And for me, getting through my anxiety is talking, having conversations. That, because it's my love language. If you don't know, hey, I'm a Scorpio. My love language, it's words of affirmation. I will talk your fucking ear off. I love to talk. Talking about anything and everything. You want to make me fall in love with you? Have a conversation and get weird. Like, I'm here for the weird, like, don't just tell me, talk to me about the weather. Like, I want to, talk about all the things, right? With that being said, when I want to talk about it, I'm like, let me get a plan X or a plan Z and a half. I just want to talk. And my husband is like, he's practical and he's like, we're not there yet, so we don't need to have this conversation. Okay, got it. When it comes time to, because he's not a planner, he's just not that guy. He's not a planner. And he typically in the past has been the Johnny on the spot, I can shoot from the hip. He's the guy that when crisis hits, you call because he can think through the things. And I think, and this is my assumption, we would have to ask him, but I think because he's been in crisis mode for so long, he's burnt out. We're all burnt out. I think everybody's seriously, especially after COVID, but he's just burnt out. And so when shit hits the fan, he's the guy that's indecisive, or he freezes, or he kind of goes back and forth and he doesn't have a precise plan. And I'm over here like, and I've always sucked at when shit hits the fan, my gut instinct, run, get the fuck out, right? I am definitely a fleeing person, I'll fight for the necessary things like my right to party, but I'm definitely the person that's, I'm getting the hell out of here. Like, if it's a burning building, I'm not trying to put the fire out. I'm not that chick. You should probably call somebody that can handle that. like 911, not me, don't call staff. So he was usually the type of person that would be that guy to help in any situation. But now the roles have reversed for some reason. And it's not really, he just gets super scattered. And because he's so overloaded, he just can't think through it. And because there is no more adults in this relationship, we are, there's monogamy here. And so there's only him and I. And so I'm left as the default to figure shit out, even though I'm not good in those moments. And now I have to be. And I'm like, and I've been beating myself up because I'm not necessarily like being really hard on myself, but it's like, God, what the fuck? Like a lot of these things that we're arguing over now, I've already seen. I'm like, hey, we should have talked about this 6 months ago when I brought it up, or back in January when I brought it up. This is why I like to have plan X or plan Z and a half. Okay? So then I know exactly what to do and then can execute it, right? I need my freaking manual. I go to page 72 and I go to 72 and go to paragraph 3 and I know exactly what to do. But he thinking down the road when he's already got 700 other fires in front of him seems daunting, seems crazy. That seems so crazy to him. And it seems crazy for me when I see you walking in a circle, panicking because you've got so much on your plate and you can't handle one more fire. I came to the revelation that I can't change him. I can't make him a planner. I can't make him do anything. I have to change me. So I have to go back to those moments where I'm like, hey, I want to talk this through. Here's my anxiety. I have to make him. I have to pour into him more and take more time with that because it's going to save me a hell of a lot of time in high intense situations and we're going to avoid a lot more arguments. This might end up in an argument, the initial conversation, but it has to be had. I have to tell him, hey, I need to have this conversation so I can lessen my anxiety, but I know it's hypothetical. I'm hoping that it doesn't happen, but I need to plan in case it does, so you and I both know exactly what to do. I'm not praying for the collapse of anything. I don't want anything negative to happen. I'm not being anxious and thinking like this because I want to. It's my brain. I'm trying to rewire it, but it's going to take some time. And so if you could just talk with me about this hypothetical, it's going to be better in the long run for us. So came to that revelation the other day. I need to hold strong with the initial conversation so we stop arguing about this shit now in the midst of chaos. Revelation number 2. This one was a good one, and I hope that this might resonate with you as well. So my husband's got this situation where a person hasn't been, anyways, this person he needs to confront. And my husband is non-confrontational. He hates that. But my husband's pissed off, and it takes him a lot to get pissed off. So he's trying to figure out how to deal with this, right? But he's going through all the scenarios. He's talking about them all. And especially it was like 6:30 this morning. I'm like, Bestie, this is how we're not going to start the day. Like, I need a cup of coffee and I need you to but go ahead and unload it. Like, here we are. But he's going through all of the scenarios of maybe I should do this or maybe I should do this. And I'm like, all of these things you said 6 months ago when you weren't extremely pissed off. We've been dealing with this problem for about 2.5 years now. No shit. And it's finally gotten to the point where my husband's done flaming pissed off about the situation. If it was me, I would have been pissed off 6 months into it. But it is what it is. So he's trying to figure out how to solve it. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to sit here and listen to all of the solutions because I've heard them all. right? I've heard all the solutions. Right now, I need for you to take a step back and figure out what you want to do. There's several options, but with your options, think about it. Do you want to get revenge? Do you want to be that guy? Do you want to be truthful and just get, hey, you have pissed me off and here's where I'm at. And if you can't be truthful with me, then I don't want to deal with you anymore and just give me what I need and let's move on. Or do you, like whatever the option, I'm going to be your cheerleader. I'm going to be probably there by your side, telling like, go you, like, let's get this. I'll be your ride or die chick with this. I'm not normally, I've always got questions, but since I've heard every option and every different thing about this, I know what to expect. So I'm your ride or die chick in this, but you have to make a decision. But here's the catch. And this is good. You guys need to take this in. With the catch, is this person going to be in your life for a long time? Like to get to your goal, like your end goal. Is this person going to be there in 10 years? Does this person even matter? Are they just a blip on the radar? They've pissed you off and they're just a blip on the radar for 2023. Then why invest so much energy and time? Get to the goal. What is your short-term goal here? And is wasting all that time and energy going to help you? Probably not. Will it make you feel better? I don't know. But if it's not going to help you get to your long-term goal, I really don't think it's worth it. And I was like, this shit was coming out of my mouth at like 7 o'clock this morning. I was like, who is this chick? I like her. She's so mature. Me, normally in the morning, I'm like, don't fucking talk to me until I've actually drinking this cup of coffee. If you even breathe near me, I'm going to freaking cut you. That was old Stefanie. New Stefanie's over here like Gandhi preaching some crazy stuff. I was like, look at you, sis, being all mature and giving good vibes out there and coaching your husband through a hard situation. On the inside, I'm like, who the hell is helping me through these hard situations? I would love a freaking personal coach. I would love a cheerleader. Hey, I would love a person that's adultier than me to come over to me and be like, gold star for you. Yay, Steph. You didn't murder your husband today. Here's a vodka drink. Yay. That's another thing. I've noticed with my husband, when he needs to give me bad news, he brings me a drink, an alcoholic drink. Or when I'm extremely pissed off or completely upset at him, he brings me a drink. Do you know how much I'm drinking now? Chaos all the time. But I am maturing, you guys. I am preaching all of the awesomeness. So long story short with that last one, what is your long-term goal? Think of yourself in 10 years. Is this problem that you have right now going to be a hindrance for the long-term person? Or is that just a blip on the radar and you don't need to... Is it a brush fire or is it a forest fire? I thank you. I'm going to keep it brief today. So, because if you see the video, if I ever get to figuring this out, but if you see the video, I've got shit all over my desk. My desk is a hot mess. My hair is a hot mess. We've nicknamed my hair the croissant. So look at that. My life is a hot mess, but I'm showing up. I'm showing up every day. So we're doing our best here. So I know you're doing your best too. So you get a gold star. I'll be your cheerleader. I am gonna get back into this regularly. Just stick with me, guys. I promise. I'm so sorry that I have been slack ass with the podcast, but I promise you I've been busting my ass and other things. And so just have some patience with me. I appreciate you tuning in. And as always, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate all of your love and support. If you really loved today's episode, you should subscribe. And if you subscribe, then you get notifications of when my next episode launches. So another way to be super awesome would be to leave a rating and review or recommend it to your friends and family.
If you're wicked awesome, you've already done all 3. Another way to keep up with me and my crazy family is check out my website at chaoticcompass.com, and I do blog and other stuff there. So I appreciate everything for you guys. I do this for you, so keep it up, because the more you subscribe, the more I do.